Hello guys, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kita Esther. For those who are new here, karibu sana. Thank you so much. Welcome to this side of my world. Thank you so much for the love and support. So guys, actually today, leo nilikuwa nimekaa and kuna story nikafikiria. Yeah, it hit my head and I was like, let me share this story. Actually, it's a story that it changed me, and also it made me to stop trusting these people that I call friends. And also it's a story that made me know that hii dunia manze, you never know who wants, like unaweza dhani anakutakia mazuri na kumbe hakutaki mazuri. And also pia people do things they know huwezi washuku, so they'll do things knowing that you'll suspect somebody else. So this is a video how I was tortured until 12 midnight or 1 past 12 midnight. Yeah, so this is my high school story where I was tortured past 12 midnight. Make sure you hit the subscription button. Make sure tell a friend to tell a friend, tell another friend, not to miss this story. Subscribe. Yeah, as the title says, a story that I was tortured. How I was tortured past, how and why I was tortured past 12 midnight. So mnamo ni tarehe sikumbuki. It was the year 2016 actually. At that time I was in Form 1. So okay, so your time while I was in Form 1, I don't know where to start this story to make it juicy, but let me start here. At that time I was in Form 1, so we had a chemistry class, and it was the first time we were supposed to go to the lab, to the chemistry lab. Then at that time when we were leaving class, I remember in our class people had this rush. People would run, watu wangekimbilia nafasi za mbele class, so wase wangetoka mbio kwenda class. So I can remember so well, I didn't like rush to the chemistry lab. I just picked my books, then I walked slowly. Then when I reached to like hiyo mlango ya chem lab, then there's this, okay, I don't want to mention names. Then there's this girl alikuwa anaitwa Earphones. Yeah, let me use Earphones. I don't want to start mentioning names here. Yeah, sijui kanisiu kwa YouTube. Anywho, yes, let's say alikuwa anaitwa Earphones. Yeah, so Earphones akanisimamisha, akaniambia, "Hey, sasa Bakita." Then I was like, poor, we are in the same class. Then it's like, hey, by the way, there's something inaniwasha I want to tell you. Then I was like, okay, fine, see, you tell me. Then she was like, no, I can't tell you, but I'll tell you after class. So you know, kuna ile mtu akikwambia hivyo anafanya unakuwa eager kujua ni nini. So I was like, okay, fine, there's no problem, you'll tell me after class. But see, you tell my class, like I would literally go to where she was, and I was like, Earphones, you tell me. Then she was like, no, just relax, you know, I don't know even how to start telling you. And I'm like, okay, let me now chill and wait until the end of this class. Yeah, stop there. Let's go back to the days that we were joining. See, remember, have this content in mind, that there's this chile that stopped me on the door, nani hapo kwa mlango, telling me that she has something to tell me, but she didn't tell me exactly what it was. She told me that she's going to tell me. There is where I've paused. So go back when I was admitted in that school. So that school, actually, the school that I learned high school, it was so near to where I learned my primary. So like most of the students that had joined in that high school, I had known them since primary. And also there are other students that had already joined in that school. They're maybe in Form 2, 3, 4. And at that time, those who were in Form 4, they had joined before I had joined. In that primary, I had joined in that primary in class 6. And that time when I joined class 6, these Form 4s had already left that primary. Don't forget that content, that kuna wase wenye walikuwa wameshatoka from class 8 when I was joining class 6 in that school. Class 8 walikuwa wameshatoka. Do you have that in mind? So there are people when you walikuwa washanijua, like I was this kind of famous prefect, kamtiaji prefect, ka blah 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 prefect. I had vitu tu mingi. So wase wengi walikuwa wanajua. So when I joined this school, people were like, hey, come and see Bakita has come to this school. Then people are like, hey, by the way kuna bim flani amejoin form 1, she's so pretty, she has a very pretty smile. So like I had attracted that attention. So wase walikuja kuona like, who is this Julia that everybody is so amused over. So remember, I had that tag, yeah, Bakita ameingia shule. That's 1. 2, I had that tag, yeah, Chile from this school has arrived. So remember, a form 4 that was in that primary school amesikia mse mwenye alikuwa kwa primary school yake amekuja. So unajua yeye pia atakuwa interested. So lucky enough, I had lots of this form 2, 3, 4 walikuwa like, they used to love me. Like, hey, she has a pretty smile, she's so pretty, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So nilikuwa niko na mbogi mzuri ya watu. But when I had joined that school, I had a cousin who was in form 3. I had a cousin, she was in form 3. So personally, me, I knew that everything, my cousin will support me. I knew that, yeah, cousin yangu ana shida. I knew that Sharon was there, she will support me. There's no problem. I was like, okay, fine. So there's this form 4 that she became my friend. Like, we were so close. She was my friend. So we used to hang out like break time. I would used to go to their class, blah blah blah, and all sorts, meaning. Then like after preps, ningepitia like domiao, we talk, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. Thank you. So remember, I had told you this Chilean that had told me I will tell you something after class. And remember also, I had told you how the pharmacy became like pharmacy vile ilijitoa kwa hiyo shule. Yeah, came out, sorry, how my pharmacy came out in that school. So that's nimewarudisha bado nimewarudisha kwa chemistry lab. So after class kutoka, then I followed earphones and I was like, okay, so tell me. Then she was like, hey, no, your story I can't tell you, but let me investigate. If it becomes like ukweli, I'll tell you. Then I was like, why didn't you tell me? I got so annoyed. Then I was like, anywho, it's okay, nikasahau your story. So there's this day we were in class. Let me take you here. There's this day we were in class. Then the class prefect stood and was like, we have a case that we need to solve. We're like, okay, fine, let's solve the case. And actually I was the class prefect. Then after being a class prefect, I was elected the first form 1 to carry a big post in that school. Yeah, I was of clubs. Yeah, I was the head of clubs and societies in that school. I was the first form 1. Actually, I broke the record in that school to be the first form 1 to have a big show. That aside, haikunisaidia hata. So your time nilikuwa bado prefect. So the class prefect was like, we have a case we want to solve. Then she was like, Bakita, simama mbele. I walked in front of this class, nikaenda nikasimama. So kumbe ilikuwa ni story yenye watu walikuwa wanajua, group of people walikuwa wameshajua na walikuwa wameanza kudiscuss, and hakuna mtu bothered to tell me. But I can remember when I joined that school, I had this friend. Should I mention her name? There's this girl that we met on that day, the first day when we had joined. She was so close, actually, and we are still close actually till date. We were so close. Then she was like, there's something people are talking about you, but I don't want to tell you. But let me investigate and I'll tell you. And I was like, what's not going on? Everybody's telling me, and everybody was afraid to tell me. Then I was like, okay, fine. So your time, nilikuwa nimesimamishwa mbele ya darasa, in front of the class. Nikasimama, then blah blah blah, watu kaanza ku story, mimi nimesikia sijui Bakita amefanya nini. Mimi nimesikia Bakita, mimi nimesikia. So kila mtu anapeana points zake. So the class was like, okay, let's do this. Let's start from the first person to the last person, like in draw clump to. Okay, if you don't have anything to say, you just say pass. Iende hivyo. I was shocked. Like, everybody's like, yeah, by the way, I also suspected her. She was a lesbian, blah, 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 and those sorts. Unajua, hiyo time, remember, I have been born and raised kwa familia ya the ladies house. So if it was something that it had started when I was still at home or kitambo, ingekuwa imekuwa noticed tayari home, around home nini, because yes, I have friends. And from hiyo nakumbuka, okay, actually I started dating in class 7. Is it class 7 or class 6? Then I had this relationship that pierced me. Then I was like, I don't want staki mambo ya wanaume. So I used, and plus pia my background life, like my personal life, history of life, like history ya machalini, I wasn't really into it. So I used to talk so negatively about boys. So people were like, yeah, that's why. And remember, kuna hawa form 4s wenye walitoka hiyo primary when nilikuwa na join class 6. So walikuwa interested to know me. So it was like, hey, I also know them, sijui nini, because walitoka primary nilisoma. Then I was like so happy. Then people were like, yeah, why is she pretending that she knows this form 4s and she didn't know? Blah blah blah. Watu walirusha maneno. Like people 3 words, pointed fingers. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. I listened to their conversation, then I was like, Bakita, do you have anything to say? Then I was like, what did I say? I was like, Mimi, okay, I tried to explain myself, and I explained myself the way, because Mimi was like, I used to be so friendly to people, like up to date, like nakuniko too friendly to people. So Mimi sikuwa na big issue, like, okay, fine, you are allowed to think whatever you want to think, but don't think what I'm not. If you're going to think what I'm not, I'll not care. But if you think what I am, then I'll be like, okay, fine, hivi. But hapo sikuwa na kitu ya kujielezea, because you already made your own conclusions and blah 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 blah. So hiyo story, hiyo kesi iliendanga hapo kwa class. Then the class was like, hiyo story acha ishia hapa, but we'll do further investigations. I was like, okay, fine, you guys do investigations. Nasema sawa. Then the next, that hiyo wiki, hapo katikati ya wiki, the school captain came, akasema, by the way, tunashuku kuna story. Okay, I don't know why my high school had this petty ya kuchunguza this LGB thing, because everybody has a, I don't want to talk vibaya, but kila mtu akona ruhusa ya kupenda anybody anataka. Like, it's a free world. Nobody should care about who this is, if anapenda the same ama anapenda, it's a free world. Anywho, I don't know why walikuwa like ilikuwa inawa bother sana. So that aside, hiyo wiki hapo katikati, then the school captain came. Then I was like, you know, tumesikia hii class yenu kuna watu wameshakuwa like tunani kuingizwa kwa hizi mambo za LGBT nini. Then we are like, yeah, people. Then she was like, okay, so fanyeni hivi, andika jina kwa karatasi, then kila mtu afunge. We was truly we were in form 1. Ati kila mtu afunge macho, alafu mwandike kwa karatasi mtu mwenye mna suspect. Alafu kila mtu akishafunga macho, you just raise your hand, I come and pick your paper, so that msijue nani ameandika na nani amenipea paper. People did right. Actually nilifunga macho, mimi siwala sifangalia, but people did right. So kuna this spy aliyeko ani spy. I knew by then, nilijuanga kuna mtu alikuwa anani spy, but much a spy. If I am, if I'm not, who cares? It's me. So hiyo time, it was still that same week. Na hiyo week ilikuwa inakaribia form 4s kumaliza. Then nikamwambia like class, kuna time kwa tunatembea na class prefect wetu. Then nikamwambia, then class prefect, then there was this group of people walikuwa wanaenda kuimbia like this form 4s kuambia bye bye, like if I was in blue mnaenda kwa for blue, hivyo mnaimbia bye bye. Then class, my class, I don't remember that. Okay, hiyo part sikumbuki. Hiyo part ya kwenda kuimbia form 4s, I don't remember. I don't want to put words in their faults ama nini, but I can't remember that conversation well. But it was an agreement I made with the class prefect. Tulikuwa tumeongea, then we were like, okay fine, it's a good idea to tuimbie form 4s, tuambie bye. But it was an agreement, tulikubaliana sote, like all of us we were into it. Then tukaenda kwa class, class was like, hey, by the way, class plan wameenda umeimbia, yeah, we do. The class also was like, yeah, fine, tufanye. Tukaenda kuimbia form 4 that time, tukadakwa, tukashikwa. We were caught. So when we were caught, like in our school kufanya makosa mngeretainiwa one day when people are going home, mngeretainiwa one day shule mfanye punishment, then you go the next day. So our class was retained. Actually, we were told to remain behind. So remember that day watu wakenda home, si tunabaki tunasafisha shule, so tukabaki shule. So that it was so successful that day. We did our punishment well, blah 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 and all that sort. Then usiku ilikuwa ni retainee, usiku wanafanya nini? Wana watch. See time tuko dining hall tuna watch movie. Then actually I remember nilikuwa si watch, mimi nilikuwa nalala. Then nikasikia, Bakita, you're being called by the principal. Nikaamka, nikaenda staff room. Kufika staff room nikapatana na class prefect hapo. So the principal was like, madam, tell us how you've decided to convert the whole class into lesbianism. How does it work? How can you convert a whole 60 was here 60? Actually, I was so pissed off. That night actually nilipigwa. So the class prefect actually yeye alikuwa anauliza tu maswali. Yeye alikuwa anajibu tu vile ameulizwa, yeye alikuwa na ubaya ameulizwa. Yeah, actually that day I was beaten. Ushapigwa na blackboard ruler? Nilipigwa na blackboard ruler ikapasuka. It broke into 3 pieces. Yeah, actually I don't know aliniuliza nini. Then aliniuliza sijui how many times do you have you gone nini. Like I really felt so bad. Mimi najibu, alikasirika katana na blackboard ruler. Katilia kwa mgongo. This side I can remember so well, this side. Hiyo ruler ilipasuka mara 3. Akachukua blackboard duster akanirushia, akanipiga kwa kichwa. That day nilipigwa. Nilipigwa. So the class prefect was told, wewe simama kando nini. So alikuwa anaulizwa maswali, anajibu nini, and I was there on my knee. Kama si kofi nilipigwa, kama si matusi nilipigwa, kama si slaps, yani I was beaten. Like unajua kupigwa, nilipigwa until I was like, wait a minute, makosa yangu ni nini hapa? Mara ati mimi nataka convert watu, that's why I told people to go to form 4 to go and sing for them, kupata partners. That ati mimi nimetoka primary school kukuja kuconvert watu high school. Ati mimi, that's why I'm so famous, that's why I was elected kukua clubs and society prefects. That's why kusabu nilikuwa nimesha agree na wao sijui nini, that's why wao ndo walifanya campaign, I won. And mimi kushinda, actually mimi hadi walimu walikuwa wameshanipenda. Like I had already made a name in that school for the first place before ata, because at first nilikuwa class prefect and I did my work so well to an extent that I made enemies during my period of kukua class prefect. I made enemies among friends, among enemies among, like, because unajua prefect you have to be against students. And hiyo I can remember at first nasimama kuna watu walikuwa ready to support, but mimi by God's grace, by God's favor, I was chosen and I won the election and I became, okay, I felt so bad. Actually that night I was beaten. Actually, mimi personally me hurumia class prefect, like mbona yeye aliyekuwa hapo like until your 12 midnight ama your 1 midnight. I don't know I don't know why aliyekuwa hapo, because she didn't deserve actually your punishment ya kukaa hapo awake. And pia sisi sema she didn't deserve because me I don't know. Nilitoka high school with lots of question in my mind, but what I came to realize it was a friend mwenye alienda kani set up. Alisema hakuna venye tunaweza baki hapa kwa hii shule, siku moja watu wameenda nyumbani na ni kwa sababu ya msichana amefanya hivi na hivi na hivi. hata ile story zote tuliongea class akaenda kapeleka huko. That night was a long night for me. Actually niliamka asubuhi huko nimefura kwa kichwa penye nimepigwa na blackboard duster na ruler, nimefura macho nimelia hadi swollen. Alafu I was told to go sleep, tomorrow morning I come for my suspension letter. So asubuhi like yes, the next day nikakalishwa hapo. Then I had this friend of mine, like my first friend in high school, Sarah waited for me until nikafika time ya kwenda home, ndio akaniambia you don't worry ni nini and akaningoja. Then ikaisha hivyo, nikaenda kwa barua nikamwambia you go home, then when you come back we will solve this case, tujue ukweli na uongo. Kesi haikuwa isolviwa. Actually I waited. Nilikuja nyumbani and my parents actually were so furious. All in all, what I want to tell you is one man's meat is another man's poison. Your success haifreshi kila mtu. You never know your enemy, you never know your friend. Live your life. If you feel this is good to do, just do it. Nobody should tell you what to do it. Nobody should define or tell you. I have a very big circle of friends, but in real sense, my circle of friends has fiki at 10. Hi fiki. I think it's 5 or 4. Yeah, 5 or 4. All in all, thank you so much. I love you so much. So that was a story how my first year in high school, how I was tortured. Actually, it was a depression period for me when I returned home, but actually my parents were so supportive, advice and all. Yeah. And Pia, I don't feel it's advisable to rule people's life. If people feel they want to be this way or to love these people or to mapenzi ni mapenzi, love whoever you want, baby girl. It's your life, it's your choice. Said we are not supposed to define people's life at do this, don't do this. No. Actually that was a lesson for me. Yeah, that was a lesson for me. And another story inakuja how I was kicked out from a drama, from a music. Hey, ina hapo kanipata gang tupige story vizuri. Anywho, thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, share. See you next time.